Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo, and this is your astrological weather for Saturday, December 20th. I have my glasses on today because there's a lot of things going on today, and I don't want to miss any aspects. There's actually a lovely sextile between Neptune and Mercury. Neptune is the planet of source energy, and Mercury is our left brain, our logical mind. So we have an opportunity to connect with source today. It's a very powerful day, actually. Tomorrow is a new moon, and tomorrow is also the winter solstice. So we have a lot of things. We're on the edge of a lot of things. Probably one of the most important things that are happening today is what's happening with Venus. Venus first makes a square to Uranus. This is a last quarter square, a crisis in the way we think. And with Uranus and Venus, we're dealing with issues of relationship, and we're dealing with issues of freedom and the need to be who we uniquely are within our lives and then within our relationships. We are breaking down the ideals that have been put forth for us from consensus or from authority or from what society deems to be right and correct. We are actually breaking away from some of the constraints that society puts on our relationships and our needs to be individuals within that relationship. So that is the first thing that happens with Venus, and then shortly thereafter, Venus makes its annual conjunction to Pluto. This is the start of a new cycle of relating to our own power and relating to our own sense of authority and relating to money and what we value. So this is a big deal. And with Uranus, with Venus hitting Uranus first and then moving to Pluto, we are kind of starting with a whole new view on what is important to us. And so that yearly cycle with Pluto and Venus will manifest itself throughout the next year, 2015. So it'll be very interesting to see how that comes about. So it's a pretty important and potent day for Venus and Pluto. And then there's also, lastly, and this is later in the evening, at least on the East Coast, a little earlier on the West Coast, there is a sextile between Mars and Uranus. This is important because Mars is in Aquarius and Uranus is in Aries, meaning that Uranus and Mars are in mutual reception. This will happen every time that Mars moves into Aquarius, while Uranus is in Aries. Uranus is in Aries for 7 years. So about once every 2 years, Mars moves into Aquarius, and we have this mutual reception with Uranus. And so we have an opportunity to really reformulate the way we think, be more progressive in the way we think and the way we act, in our need to be free, in our need to express who we are. Now this can be very, very beneficial, or it can be chaotic and very disruptive. It really sort of depends on whether you are, what level of awareness you have. So it makes for a somewhat dangerous time, but it's not really about being afraid. It's about knowing who you are and knowing that you have the right to be who you are if you're not hurting other people. That's kind of the caveat that a lot of people forget about. Of course, there's so much oppression at this time, while as the old guard collapses, and there's still not a structure for the new to take over, that there is a lot of chaos with this energy. So, as always, be aware, be somewhat cautious, but don't let the caution prevent you from being who you are. Don't let the fear get the best of you. Just be smart. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.